So in this video, I want to talk to you about how to actually tell if an MBA program is actually worth it. And it's pretty easy to figure this out. And I'm going to give you a couple of hints in terms of how to figure that out. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Massack. I'm an Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people who help me out that I want to pay the favor forward to help you out. So the key things that you're thinking about is really reputation and the quality of the work that you're actually going to be given when you're there. I think that those are by far the most biggest predictors in terms of whether a degree is actually worth it. Now it's going to vary a lot between each individual person and what you actually do with it, but you have to look on average whether a degree is going to be worth it. So, the first thing is to sort of get that assessment of the quality of the teaching that you're actually going to get. And it's not necessarily the teaching, but are they at the sort of cutting edge of, research and understanding what is the new techniques and things like that. So you just look at the instructors that are actually there, that are doing the teaching at the particular program that you're thinking of. So, a master's of business administration. So just look at them and see, are they coming from good universities that are really well known and you kind of understand, who they are. And then every once in a while, you might have somebody that is probably famous that is going to be teaching in that program. That's probably a pretty good sign, because that means that they're giving some trust in that program to, they themselves actually can go in many different places and they're trusting in that particular program and they think that that is a good program to actually go to. The sort of second indicator that you might want to check out is just ask 10 people in your circle or even a couple of people in your circle and think about the ones that are, reputable, that sort of are in the know, and ask them if they have heard of that school. And if they say yes, they've heard of that school and they sort of say, hey, that's a pretty good school, then it's probably worth it. That's a good indicator that it's going to be the right school that you should maybe consider. And then the last thing that you would look at is, the actual behavior that comes out of it, the actual outcomes that comes out of it. So are those people actually getting reputable jobs in respectable areas at the end of it? Are they getting pay increases? Those basic things. And in the administration office, they're going to have that information available, or at least they should. If it's a good university, they're going to be tracking those kind of things. What is the salary after they have that particular degree? How much more are they going to increase in terms of the salary that they get? What kind of careers that they go into? Every MBA program kind of goes into different, career paths. Like a Wharton, for example, is probably going to be more sort of finance-y kind of stuff. Harvard is probably going to be more like, top managers, for example, like CEOs and things like that. Stanford is probably going to be a little bit more sort of techie kind of stuff, just sort of basic ideas like that, and looking to see where they're going to go to. And so if those are respectable places, and that's something that you're interested in, then it's worthwhile to sort of consider to do those things. Now, the whole objective here is to actually get you to think about what is going to be worth your money in terms of going to those particular programs. I don't want you to go to a program that is going to cost a lot of money and you're going to be upset with that, because there's actually a lot of programs out there that do that. And so just be careful in terms of when you're choosing those particular programs. Those, I named a couple of institutions that are very, very reputable, and I understand not everybody's going to be able to get into them, but there's lots of institutions that are very reputable, that are very good, and you probably have a chance as long as you sort of have a good application to go into those. And so think about those, and often they're going to be a public institution, for example, a public state institution, whatever. They're usually pretty reputable, and they're pretty helpful. Just kind of run in the mill, right? So if you're thinking of cars, for example, you want to buy a Corolla where there's lots of people going and getting that particular thing, and that there's pretty good quality. You can go from a Corolla to a Mercedes, and all of them are great. but you don't want to get a I don't know. You don't want to get something that is from some foreign country that nobody has heard about. This is automobile that nobody has heard about. That it's got no sort of reputation and those kind of things, because that's going to end up, it could be really good, but at the same time, it could really not be so good for you. So just be careful with those ones. So with that, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.